Hi everyone. So it's been a few weeks since we shot a new 8. I mean, they were all new, but like we were traveling, so they were shot ahead of time. So it's good to be back. It's just me this time, which is going to be interesting and fun, and we'll see what happens there. We left a space for Nick. Pour one out. We miss you. We hope you're having a good time in New York. And this is the 8. We are going to kick things off, as we always do, with some fantastic news. So this is pretty cool for brands that are creating content on Snapchat. So the app announced that they're going to be sharing ad revenue with their partners in an effort to kind of make advertisers happier that are working with Snapchat, because I think that right now there's been a little bit of a disconnect. And obviously, if advertisers or brands aren't able to monetize their content on the platform, they're going to go somewhere else. So this is something that YouTube already offers. Facebook and Instagram are currently looking into ways to monetize their options. So if you're thinking about stepping up your Snapchat game or maybe getting involved in a new social network, this could be a really good time. So check it out. All right, moving on. There's like it's just my commentary and Emily just like, cool. Cool. So for our Friendlebrity, all month long we've been highlighting different Friendlebrities for our current franchise development website guide, which is in its last week. Today is actually going to be the last day for it, so definitely check it out if you haven't yet. So this week's Friendlebrity is Justin Ballone. He is the founder of Wheat Creative. So we chatted with him about what makes a great franchise development website, and he had some great insight kind of saying that it really all boils down at the end of the day to user experience. So if it's a site is attractive and well-branded, easy to navigate, impactful, if that story is clear and out there, then you're taking the right steps. So take a look at your site and see if you need to adjust. All right, on to Fresh Money. So continuing on with the theme of Frandev websites. So if you're going to make fresh money, you obviously need to have a strong site in order to bring in new franchise candidates. So we actually spoke to one of our own, Michael Palm, who we talk about on the 8 a lot. Mainly about being a vegan, but this time we're using his expertise as a digital project manager here. And so he spoke with our writer, Ben, about where franchise development websites are going to be going in the future. So some trends to keep in mind, like making sure that things are mobile friendly. So as you're building your site going forward, those are things to keep in mind if you want to keep making fresh money, which I think everyone watching this does. So there you go. All right, Nick isn't here to defend his own Frant this week, so I will do my best at explaining what he's talking about this week. So he's highlighting the fact, and I think that this is really true, and it was like really hitting me when I was reading it. There's people that can identify a problem, like we can all identify problems. A lot of times we can identify the solution to the problem, but if we actually want to like make an effort to solve the problem, it's a totally different story and a much smaller percentage of people that are actually taking action. So whether he makes the comparison, it could be losing weight. You know that if you want to lose weight, just like eat better, work out more. It all works out. Same with franchise development. If you have a problem in your brand, it's really hard to sometimes make adjustments, but in the end, those adjustments are going to be worth it. So if you want to read it directly from Nick, head to 1851. I'm going to do the thing that Nick does. We like put a little link at the bottom that you can like go check out.
I'll put a link in there for you.
Thank you. All right, so franching forward now. So Forbes released its annual ranking of the brands that are franching forward. It's best and worst franchises to buy in 2018. So it uses info from Fran data to rank franchises based on their sustainability, demand, value of investment, franchisor support, and the stability of the franchisor. So a few of the top brands to buy, Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers, Sport Clips, Right at Home were some of the top ones. So congrats to all the brands that were on the best brand to buy list. It's exciting. All right, so Fran Funny. All right, so I did want to call this out because Nick isn't here to make fun of me for my dad jokes. But a couple weeks ago, he was like, I made a joke about vegans and SEO professionals, and he was like, that's not a good joke. And I was like, it's such a good joke. And Nick, if you're watching this, it ended up being our most liked post on Instagram ever. So
what?
I win. Yeah, I know. It was like almost 200 likes. So like,
dang.
Never.
Dad jokes for the win.
I know,
Legit dad
like
jokes.
literal dad jokes. So I'm sticking with it because clearly it's what the people want. So here's my joke. What does a grape say after it's stepped on?
I don't know.
Nothing. It just lets out a little wine. I think it's cute, and it had wine in it, so it's obviously a great joke that I need to tell. All right, Transpiration this week comes from Georgia Chasen, who's the head of franchise development for Sylvan Learning. We asked her for an article that's up on the main site of 1851 Now, what brands should be budgeting for their franchise development site. And she said, budget for both an initial site and then for annual upgrades and updates. Your site needs to stay fresh in order to keep pace with today's candidates, which I think is a really good thing to keep in mind because those updates are so crucial. Now, lastly, Frenemies versus Franz. I like this story. I thought it was fun, kind of catching up from last week when we were filming in advance. So Burger King used National Onion Ring Day, which I believe was last Friday, as an opportunity to call out its frenemies in some of its locations across the country. If guests brought in fries from another competitor restaurant, they were able to trade it for free Burger King onion rings. I mean, it's a creative and kind of cute little way to call out other brands while pointing out that you have something that they might not be offering elsewhere. So,
but you have to go out of your way to buy
I know
French
to
fries
I know
just to get onion.
I know. I'm sure people would do it
more
though.
Expensive than the onion rings. You're losing money.
I'm wondering if you actually had to trade it, or if you could get fries and onion rings. But I don't know. So if you did that and partook in that campaign, holler, because we want to know. All right, that was it. Thanks for watching me talk to myself for however many minutes this has been going on now. This has been 6. That's actually pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool. And it's good to be back, and we'll see you here next week. Have a good weekend.